In 1910, the underground fires and ground subsidence at the United Verde mine and smelter in Jerome were making operations there problematic, to say the least. The solution required a grand vision and deep pockets. William A. Clark decided to create a new smelter complex, selecting a 1,200-acre site 6 miles north of Jerome on the bank of the Verde River, Clarkdale. This decision also necessitated the construction of a new railway, 38 miles of standard gauge railroad that followed the Verde River to the new town of Clarkdale. The route is nestled between 2 national forests and is adjacent to a designated wilderness area. It follows the Verde River the entire way and features a 680-foot-long tunnel and many bridges. The work started in February 1912, and the Santa Fe, Prescott, and Phoenix Railway was completed a year later in February of 1913 at a cost of $1,286,000. Around 1912, the first buildings were built on Clarkdale's flat terrain. These were temporary frame structures for the smelter's construction workers, as well as a post office and a mercantile store. This in the area now called Patio Town. In 1914, a fire destroyed everything but the old jail and the Loftus Pool Hall. William A. Clark then ordered the use of bricks in all future construction to reduce the risk of fire. As the Santa Fe, Prescott, and Phoenix Railway was pushing east from Drake, ground was broken for the Clarkdale smelter. The first furnace was fired up in May of 1915, the steel smokestack rising 400 feet into the air. When processing 5% copper ore, the new smelter had the capacity of producing 4,500,000 pounds of copper each month. In the first year of operation, the Clarkdale smelter processed 750,000 tons of copper. That's 1,500,000,000 pounds of copper.
Welcome to the Jerome Grand Hotel.
Jimmy Rawhide Douglas hit pay dirt at the United Verde Extension mine in 1914. The ore was so rich that after processing just one load of the ore at the Jerome Smelter, William A. Clark became so jealous that Rawhide had to find another smelter. Using mules and an aerial tramway, Rawhide made do, getting his ore to the railhead and then on to the smelters in Humboldt and Dewey. Jimmy Douglas built the United Verde Extension smelter at Clemenceau in what is now Cottonwood during World War I at a cost of $5,122,000. In May of 1918, the smokestack for the smelter reached a height of 425 feet, the highest stack in the world at that time. The smelter started production in 1918. To service the mine and the smelter, Rawhide created his own railway, the Arizona Extension Railroad Company. Clarkdale may not have been known as a railroad town, but 4 standard gauge rail lines terminated there for several years. The second smokestack in Clarkdale was built in 1922, using more than 2 million pounds of bricks. When finished, it stood 430 feet, 5 feet higher than Jimmy Douglas's smokestack in Clemenceau. Clarkdale was the first planned unit development in Arizona, well before Del Webb was even alive. Unlike neighboring Jerome, Clarkdale was a true company town, an unincorporated community under the total ownership and control of the United Verde Copper Company. The company owned the streets, infrastructure, commercial buildings, and residential lots and homes, which they rented to company employees. The downtown strip center was built out as a single unit, including a small hotel, a theater, a bank, drug and retail stores. The Clarkdale smelter ceased operations in 1953. The Phoenix cement plant in Clarkdale opened in October of 1959. It was built to supply cement to the Glen Canyon Dam project near Page, Arizona. The 400-foot steel smokestack at the Clarkdale smelter, which was built in 1914, was demolished in July of 1962. While the 430-foot brick smokestack was toppled after a 200-foot-long crack in the stack necessitated its demolition with 275 pounds of dynamite in October 1966. In 1987, the Phoenix cement plant was purchased by its current owners, the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian Community. Today, it continues operations, meeting the demands for cement products in Phoenix and northern Arizona. Two railways now utilize the Clarkdale track: the Verde Canyon Railroad, which has been a passenger service since November of 1990. The Verde Canyon Railroad carries around 100,000 passengers a year. The Clarkdale, Arizona Central Railroad currently handles about 1,500 freight cars per year of coal, rolling inbound to the Phoenix cement plant, and then shipping the cement outbound to the world. Nowadays, downtown Clarkdale is in the early stages of revitalization. The 1012 Lounge and Main Street Cafe building on Main Street has been brought up to modern standards. Big city class, small town atmosphere. The Smelter Town Brewery should be open by September of 2020. The 7 rooms of the Park Hotel are open now. 2 of the largest spaces in historic downtown Clarkdale are currently for sale. One is basically an empty shell, with a lot of open floor space and a cool-looking mezzanine. The Arizona Copper Art Museum in the Clarkdale High School building tells a genuine story. one that marries Arizona's greatest treasure, copper, with the world's legends and fantastic art, bringing the copper home to where it all began. Easily equivalent to most large city museum collections, the Arizona Copper Art Museum purposely is located in Clarkdale to connect it with Arizona's copper history and foundation. The performing arts have always been an important part of the Verde district. Even John Wayne has come to town. In 1946, he was filming Angel and the Bad Man. It was the first film that he both starred in and also produced. They were filming at the Bradshaw Studios in Sedona. John Wayne and his co-star, Gail Russell, were involved in a not-so-secret love affair. They reviewed the daily rushes at the Rialto Theater, today's Tavern Grill, just down the street from the Cottonwood Hotel. After watching a rush, on more than one occasion they'd walk to the Cottonwood Hotel, get a room, and spend the night. Josephine Bachichi, whose father owned the Rialto, tells us the story.
Hello, my name is Josephine Bachetti. My dad owned the Rialto Theater, and when a rush was coming to town, we weren't supposed to say anything. Most people didn't even know who John Wayne was back then. He was still young, and it was early in his career. We'd see John and Gail holding hands and smooching, in the hotel corridor. I remember them kissing right there in the doorway.
While Jerome has reached a state of full restoration and economic stagnation, and historic Clarkdale is in the preliminary stages of revitalization, Old Town Cottonwood has become a full-blown boomtown. Local entrepreneurs have taken the lead, revitalizing the community, both economically and culturally. Dining, lodging, and the arts are the primary drivers of the new prosperity.
See how them cats play, dig that crazy jive. They got all the girls dancing, it's party time tonight. See how the moon shining in the dark blue sky. Sunrise won't be here for hours, it's party time tonight. The moon shines bright and the mood is right, and it's you and me, and our parents are fast asleep. So let's dance real close, baby, and hold me tight. Whisper in my ear, baby, it's party time tonight. Shines bright and the moon is right, and it's you and me, and our parents are fast asleep. So let's dance real close, baby, and hold me tight. Whisper in my ear, baby, it's party time tonight.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. For more information, check us out, jerometv.com.